Okay, so basically I found a solution for this not to drop down. And you can see I inserted an axle here, and we are gonna insert a pin here from the inside, and this is gonna prevent this guy here, yeah, from going up all the way around, solving our problem basically. And while we are at it, we need to basically find a better solution for this, since we need to take this out, of course, for this for this change to happen. How can we make this? I wonder, how can we make this a little more efficient? Can we even make it more efficient? So basically, okay, we can do something here. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, we're gonna use this guy. It's gonna go there, and then we need this. Like so. And here we need one, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 studs. Okay. There we go. I am from Slovenia. It's a small country in the Balkans. Okay. Okay. Whatever. Now we need to insert this guy. And we're not gonna insert it because it doesn't fit because of this ridge here. Yeah, so, well, we're gonna cheat a little bit. It's gonna be, under a little tension, but I'm fine with that. So this needs some revamping. Like so, like so. How's it go? But yeah. Hello, hello. Mr. Morty, how are you on this fine day? Well, okay. Where did he go? Okay. Yeah. No. Really? I hate rubber bands. Okay. We can do it this way. Come on. Ugh. Okay. Okay. I could have made this easier for myself, but yeah. Sometimes I just need to rape those pieces. Okay. Ugh. There we go. Come on. Yeah. There. Now this should be a lot better. Okay. So we added, of course, the blue pin here. The role of the blue pin is to prevent this from turning 180 degrees around, and it does this job. So no spring here is needed. We made this part, a little more integrated, so everything here feels slightly more sturdy, and yeah, that's it. Nothing more is needed here, so we can move on. Next, what we need to do next thing we need to do here is basically making the rear the rear valance here. Okay, and I've been thinking about it. So here is the part where we are gonna place the number plate. Okay, so with this in place, that's not gonna happen. So what we need to do is redo this entire part here. Okay, so basically this guy here needs to be designed basically to just uh, stick on a tile with a number plate like we have in the charger, and this guy here, that's not good, and At the same time, we need to make well, whatever we do here needs to be connected to these guys. Okay, that's in short what we need to do here. So my thinking was that we could do something like this, you know, or this like that, because we just need the intonation here. And yeah, maybe not, I don't know, but we do need to you know to bring all of this together in a way that that would allow us to simply put on the headlights, not the headlights, the rear lights, and this. So I was thinking maybe we could do this panel in one piece. So one stud indented inside, and we could do this. Well, I would, you know, uh, I would basically do the whole thing in bricks. Basically, my idea was that I would omit this entirely and do like the entire width here with bricks. So the lights would be a module made out of bricks. We could easily pop it on, and the center part would be also basically a plate with white tiles, and then white tiles modified with with studs, uh, where we can just put the number plate on. And of course, the middle needs to be slightly indented, and it would be a uh, better solution to mount this. In theory, of course, that's in theory. Now we need to see. Um, now we need to see how these two interact. So how exactly this sits here and how much room we have to work with. So let's observe. Let me tilt this a little bit like so. Okay. So um how do I show this? Okay. I need to hold this firmly. And I'm curious myself, to be honest. Jesus. Okay. Okay, so I open this. This is the part that's most interesting. You see where this rises? How much room do we have here? Okay, so the one stud part with the red axle is above the level of the valance, so this is okay. And then when we get on the level of the valance, yeah, it goes down, and then yeah, okay. Okay. Of course, let's see. Okay, yeah. If we hold down the button, then it can pass. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I've seen what I need to see, essentially. Exactly. That's my idea as well. And with what I'm planning here. Um, so basically, this guy here is gonna be held on from this side. That it cannot be held on like this. So this is gonna go. I'm just leaving it here for as a placeholder, essentially. Um, and yeah, let's omit this for now. So anything we do with the bricks cannot be uh, further out than this. However, the bricks themselves basically should be here, which presents us with the problem. Ideally, I would have the bricks here, where this is, but this is not compatible with what we have here, because the number plate is already here. So this is as far out as it goes. I would ideally want to have it a little bit further down. But if we have the bricks here, and the lock is not gonna sit, because this is on the edge already. And I would need, three, the brick part would need to be, of course, 3 studs, just as this. Come on, hold on. So we are in a pickle. We are quite in a pickle. So I'm gonna mock up something just to illustrate what we're dealing with here. No. Yeah. Don't be bothered by this. Okay. So ideally, see, I would have it like this. Disregard this. This is just as a spacer. So one row and second row. These would, of course, instead of this guy here, they would sit on here. And then we would have like a plate over here and tiles on this plate. And that would be our final outer skin. See? And of course, this is more than enough to grip on for things not to fall off. However, while things are not gonna fall off, we have another problem. So because this is further in, this is in the way of this. So see, basically, come on. Or is it? What am I missing here? What am I missing here? Okay. No, it's not in the way. But I just realized something. Let me explain. Let me explain. We had something wrong before. I just need to check if this is actually the case. Not that we have not been wrong before. Nothing unusual. Okay. Yeah. You see, this is not straight. That's what we have had wrong before. So we need to basically, the entire lid of the boot needs to come down by one stud. This is not a bad thing. Might give us, I don't know if it's gonna give us some room, but it's gonna change a few things. So basically, we need to move this entire thing one stud further down, so that it's gonna fit flush with this edge, and it's gonna not be higher than this, because not right now, if we, if we basically make it level, you see, it's too high. This is how it should sit, but it doesn't. And if it sits like here, then we can place the bricks on these and everything's gonna be fine. Yeah, because you see, this makes the false impression that this is more inwards than than it should be. Not that we are gonna be scot-free, but it's gonna change stuff. So how do we make it go lower? We have to change things here. Okay. Let me just think a little bit. Um, let's see. Let's see the blueprints. Where are they? Where are the blueprints? Where are our blueprints? Here they are. Well, actually, for all intents and purposes, the boot lid. Actually, I need to take a look at a picture of a Sierra without the spoilers and something that I'm not doing something I shouldn't. Oh my god, please leave me alone. I'm streaming. Actual, this part on a real Sierra is a lot smaller than this. It's shorter. So basically we need to change a few things. Hey Oleg, what part were you missing? What parts were you missing? Oh, you mean you have all the parts now? Very cool. I'm looking forward to see the charger in your hands. Ford Sierra rear hatch. Maybe this is gonna be more productive. Where is a picture of it? A usable picture, of course. Where we can look at a spoiler-free rear hatch of the Sierra. How can this be possible that I cannot find a usable picture on the internet? My oh my. Okay, this is probably the closest we're gonna get. So you see this, and then you see our Sierra. I can see nothing here. Yeah, okay. You can see the how small basically the lid is here, and ours is slightly larger. It's not flat. I agree, it's not flat. We could theoretically do it like this, but the problem is that in the real car, uh, it's angled here, and then here it's angled outward. If we leave it like this, then we have basically just the angle down, but this part here is then angled inward instead of outward. So not the best. Since this is Lego and things are more squared, I'm fine with this being level, not angled, because this angle is gonna get lost. We're gonna put a spoiler on it anyway, and nobody's gonna see this angle. Um, but it is sticking out a little bit too much, I think. Um, yeah, I don't know. Um, sometimes I think I should ignore my viewers and go to Twitch. This would mean, of course, that we would initially maybe lose some people, but gain a lot more. And the videos wouldn't be archived on YouTube like they are now. But yeah, the viewership would probably rise significantly. And yeah, I think what we should do is maybe make an experiment by switching to Twitch for, let's say, 2 weeks and see what happens. Uh, it's it. I mean, you know, I like my viewers a lot, but I cannot uh, stop or stifle the growth of this by staying on YouTube. If I mean, there's no guarantee that Twitch is gonna explode and suddenly we're gonna have like 1,000 viewers, but or so. But at least we need to give it a try to see what happens. Um. Anyway, 11. Yeah, I know there are more views per video later. I know. I'm aware of that. What the fuck? Oh, okay. See, when LP power wheel hubs get unglued. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. So I will have to deal with this guy later, but not now. I mean, I enjoy the process. If I didn't enjoy the process, I wouldn't do it. I'm not doing it for the money. I'm not gonna get rich with this or anything, but I'm enjoying the process, and basically doing those streams has well, it's forcing me to create models again, because I was in a slump where I didn't finish stuff. I really had no interest in doing this, but it's forcing me to work on this again, to collaborate with people, uh, to create models again, to bring them from start to finish. um, and I like this process a lot. What do you mean? It will shut down with the other users' issues? I don't understand this, but uh, you know, it's not like we're gonna switch or even do anything at all. So it's just, it's just a thought that occurred to me that we could maybe try it. But right now nothing's gonna happen, except what's gonna happen today is we need to make the hatch differently. Um, Basically, the hatch as I see it needs to be 3 studs, not 5 studs. So this area here needs to be made smaller. Um, Basically making the window larger. And making the window larger. And this, what does this mean? This means that, yeah, basically by making the window larger, we are also going to make this smaller and 1 stud lower, which is all the things that we want. Um, the bad thing here is gonna be that while we are going to make this smaller, also this guy here is gonna be smaller. So this guy here will be replaced with this. And we're gonna have some challenges to overcome with our points here and, the innards of this. Nothing unsurmountable in theory, but I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave this guy as it is and just change the frame of this, because the frame is gonna sit basically like this. It's gonna cover it, you know. We are gonna change these here because the whole frame and the way it's attached is gonna move forward. Yeah, so this needs to happen, and we're gonna change the way it attaches as well. Let's do it and see what happens. Obviously, we're gonna have to change these since there are 5 times 3. We're gonna have to change them with these because they are the only 5 times 3 parts that I can think of. And we're gonna make, of course, this part here longer. This part here is gonna be, I think, 2 studs longer. It's gonna come down really to here. Yeah, but there's gonna be a problem, because if we do this, I don't know if you can see it, but basically what's gonna happen is that this entire part is gonna be longer. So this length is not gonna fit anymore. And the frame here is gonna be in the way, because once this is longer, the frame here is basically needs to be 1 stud lower. That's impossible. So we need to rethink the hatch a little bit. And of course, it's an iconic part of the Sierra. So what we could do is basically going in here, inwards. The engine on the Sierra, the fake engine on the Sierra, is gonna be a proper 16 valve engine and stuff. Gearbox, I don't know yet. Maybe just high and low, just just something. Uh, Nothing major. Since most of the engines that gonna be in the car, that are gonna drive the car, actually drive the car, are gonna be engines that don't really need a gearbox. So it's gonna be just a direct drive. So yeah, what do we do with this hatch? Obviously, one of the things that's gonna happen with the hatch, uh, obviously, one of the things is gonna be a slight thickening. So we need to do this anyway, like this. No, that's gonna be the final thickness of the hatch here. It's gonna get slightly thicker here as well because the doors are gonna get frames and here, but that's not important right now. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the door off. So basically, what we need to do is, of course, this needs to be level. This needs to be level with these. So it brings this higher up. Now we have to bring this down by exactly one stud. Well, not by exactly one stud. The way I see it here, it's gonna be a 3/4 stud. But yeah, I mean, since the geometry, this is not really exact. So let me just observe what's happening here. Okay. But if, for example, if we leave this as is and just lower this instead, what happens then? Basically, everything here is then going to be shorter. And my main concern is basically I need to now calculate how much, where the car ends. So basically we're gonna go into Photoshop and calculate what's the distance between the center of the rear hub to the end of the trunk. This is gonna uh, tell us what the dimensions here are. Alf, I have absolutely no idea what you just wrote. No idea whatsoever. Um, so, where is Photoshop? Okay, okay. So let's see. What is the distance that we need? 40 pixels. 240 divided by 16.8 is 14.2 studs. Okay, let's say 14 studs. How much is 14 studs? 14 studs is this plus 1. So from the center of this as this plus 1. This is the furthest away that this part needs to be from the center of the rear wheel. So of course we're gonna eyeball the half stud. Yeah. Okay. 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 So basically 14 studs and a half, you know, we have to take this into account, would actually be here. So this is not bad news. So we were one stud too short. So we have to be one stud further out. This is good news because this means exactly this, that these here can sit here. We're gonna see about this right now. So in any case, we need to shorten the part that's sticking out of the rear window. So this part needs to be like 3 studs. But of course, everything has to be one stud further out, and this has to be like one stud lower. And this is gonna be, well, a complex task, I think. Complex task. Let me 3D this in my mind. Obviously, I would not want these attachment points to be visible from the rear. They're gonna be visible from the top, but since we're gonna put a spoiler over this, these are gonna be kind of hidden. So since we need to lower this, and we need to extend the rear window outwards, what kind of options do we have? Let's take these off for now. There and there. Okay, so first let's focus on the rear window first, and this part. So here I'm gonna put a dummy on, just so we well, dummy. This is gonna be our part here, just so I know where it needs to be. Or better yet, I'm gonna stick these on, because that's really the end. And the rear hatch is allowed to poke very slightly over them, because well, no, it's not allowed, because these are gonna be on this line, and the plates are gonna ensure that it's indented inwards. Okay, so first we need to make this larger, and I think by 2 studs. It has to come down almost to the level of this, and then we're gonna deal with the shape and everything later. Hey Mihai, welcome to the stream. What do you mean, how many parts? I don't understand the question. How many parts what? Okay, this is enlarged. Okay. Yeah, but now we have the problem. I enlarged this now. Now we have the problem that this part here sits on the frame. And the other problem is that it's too wide. I mean, too wide. What I mean with too wide is, and not wide enough. Sorry. Okay, like this. Yeah, now it's wide enough, because the geometry wasn't in. We need an odd number of studs across, but this was even. So now it's odd. What we are experiencing now, of course, is that on top we need to change these so that the window frame is parallel to this. So there's not going to be a gap between those. You know, that would suck. So we need to re-engineer this, but that's not important, because the widening of this is not really going to affect this. it's gonna affect it by half of a millimeter. When we put this like that, this is gonna be lower down by, a very small amount. So we're not gonna worry about this right now. What we need to worry about here is how to engineer this area here so that this part here does either not sit on the frame, or we need to remove the frame entirely so that this is allowed to come down. Um, we can of course switch this, but then this part is gonna you see, if we switch the position of this and this, then, well, either or one of those is gonna make contact here. And it's not gonna be solved by basically using half a stud. If we make this half a stud thinner, it's gonna still sit on top of this. So what do we do? What do we do here? One of the solutions would be, of course, to make an angle here and basically go with this part inwards entirely so that it bypasses. Yeah, it's a headache. Headache. It's a headache, yeah. But I think hmm. So the hatch here, of course. Oh wow, how it's gonna stick out very much. Yeah, this is gonna be right. So these are the things that don't let me sleep at night. There is no one part that would fit here, of course. Ideally, it would be just, an angle that would have exactly this angle, and job done. This part sadly doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. However, what we could do, is bypass this corner entirely and use something like this or this, one or the other, because we need to triangulate this part anyway. And something like this would basically allow us to bypass this. And since the way I look at the Sierra rear, this edge of the window has, slightly an upward tick, and we could, hide this with a white something, no, I have not thought about making air ride suspensions. I did make pneumatic suspensions I think it was in 2001 or something. Or even earlier. I made a Mad Max Interceptor, which was too heavy in the front, and what I had to do is make pneumatic shock absorbers that I would then pump with air, because to basically make the car at a proper ride height. The problem was that once the car was at the proper ride height, the springs were rock hard. And the other problem was, so there was no suspension at all. And the other problem was that over the course of a day or two, the car was on the ground again because, of course, the system was leaking. So, I mean, it's the problem is that making a good system that would work is very, very tricky. It's not as simple as putting pneumatic cylinders instead of shocks and then routing air into them. It's sadly not as simple. So, yeah, we're gonna try with these. But first, of course, we need to re-engineer the top of the hatch. So it's gonna be we're gonna have this in this position. No biggie, of course. It shouldn't be as a very difficult job. So we can basically have to change a few things here. Exactly, the pneumatic cylinders are different. Yeah, it's not the same thing. So you cannot really swap them out like that. I wish it was that easy, but it isn't. So basically we do this. Now we have an even distance here. Of course, if we would put this guy back in, and let's say have it like that, this would work. So for the intents and purposes of this video, I'm gonna leave it like that, just so that we have the correct geometry here. That's all we are seeking today. Exactly, just as Ben said, it's exactly this problem. Okay. Yeah. Okay. There. Okay, so there's of course one problem with this that we are gonna quickly fix, and of course you can see it. Now this guy is making contact with this, so we're gonna have to use these here and hope that we get something resembling. Yeah, exactly. This is gonna be what we're gonna using here. Perfect. Perfect. It cannot be better. It cannot be better because now that we gonna have this guy here. Now we can actually extend this one stud up. See? So the gap here is not existent at all. And disappointment, of course, because it has to be like that, otherwise it has no room to swing. But okay, you know, the joy was short-lived. Okay, so okay, so this in theory this works, but you can immediately see the problem here. Half a stud, yeah, half a stud. It's again that damn half stud. The half a stud is giving us a problem. This is perfectly fine. Probably wait before we judge. Okay, we could bring it down a little. We could bring it down a little so that here we have, let's eyeball. Yeah, so that this guy is now 3 studs, give or take. So this would be the edge of our rear window. That would be pretty much accurate. So this guy sits exactly here. Yeah. So 3 studs is what we're aiming for the lid. But of course, not like this. So let's try this guy. Maybe it's gonna be better. Not necessarily, maybe. Okay. Now let's see. See, we have several options of mounting this. So this one, pretty close. Hey, Aiden, this one is pretty close. No cigar, of course. No cigar with this. Ah, yeah. Now I wanted this to be flat with each other. Now this is good. I'm gonna tack these into position with this, just so that we keep the geometry here. Okay, so now we know exactly where we are. Okay, and this is pretty much perfect. So now we can extend this lift arm down to this guy, and probably the only triangulation we need to do is to connect these 2 lift arms somehow. I don't know how, but somehow. So we are 1, 2, 3, 4-ish studs, and this is a 7. 7 plus 4 is 11, and we do have 11 stud lift arms. Yes. Not sure if this is correct. Let's try. Okay. So but of course, no problem, of course. Okay, so again, we need to leave room here. need to leave room here because it's ill-fitting. Let's see. No. Okay. I went down too much. There. Okay. There. Okay. One stud further down. Is it possible? Not sure. Okay, something's not right. Why was it possible before? It fit perfectly. Now it's not. What am I missing? So if I extend this here, it's not fitting. It's exactly what it should be if we want to fit this. But this is again bumping against this. You know, my frustration when I see this. But okay, we can work around this. We can work around this. So basically, what we do, we place this somewhere else. So we can maybe, no, we cannot. But yeah, this has to be off this, otherwise this is gonna get in our way. Yeah, but that's not really a problem. I mean, there's gonna be a gap here. Gap. But we need to make sure that this guy here. Well, the geometry is not really on our side, I must say. Not like this, because now we need to do. We need to have basically. Okay, yeah, that would go. So we need to somehow find a way to, oh, hold on, hold your horses. Maybe once in a million years we're gonna get lucky here. Just bear with me. Maybe the stars are gonna align for us once. And this one is 36. Once in a million years, the stars can align even for us. Okay. Of course, I need to do both sides now. But if I am right, this could work. What? What do you mean a bear? There's no bear. Where is this? Okay. Okay, let's work from this side. So 4. And 4. Oh, okay. So we need one stud, two studs smaller than this. This is what? This is 13. Yeah, we need these, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, I have a bad feeling about this, but let's see. Come on. Do you see what I see? So this both triangulates everything and is a perfect flush fit. I am blown away. It's a perfect flush fit, and this fits here as well. Awesome. Awesome. I still don't believe it, but you can see here, of course, that this part here, because the lift arms touch, and this, of course, is connected to this with two studs. So this is basically fixating the hatch and preventing it from being a jelly-like structure. I am not religious, so I don't pray, but that's I mean it even looks good. I am just blown away. Perfect. Perfect. Now, of course, what we need to do is fit this in here. Okay, that's not gonna be the easiest job in the world, but you know, someone's gonna do it, and we're gonna start with these. We're gonna start with these. So I'm gonna basically remove this and this as well. What we have to do is, of course, marry this to this, and this is, of course, the top here. It can be different. I mean, we can maybe manage to do it in a way that this is further inwards, and then this part here is, this is not the outer shell, but it's sitting, it would sit like, you know, we would have something like this, and this here, or even this, and this here would sit, I don't know, like here. Yeah, this could be a possibility. This could be a good possibility. Only, of course, if there was not this part here. So we would need to move it now further inwards. Complicating things, of course, with our mechanism. Yeah. So we might rethink the entire hatch. Because, you know, now we have to position this guy here, and obviously it's further in. See? And this is in the way. The problem with this is that it has pinhole, axle hole, pinhole. There's no Lego part that can cover this. An axle is absolutely out of the question because it doesn't hold anything, and it would completely destroy this. That's a nice problem. Not. And of course, yeah, We need the center section needs to be as wide as this. Hmm. Like this. I don't like this. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know what to do here, to be honest. This needs some research. But it's gonna look very good. Better than I anticipated, to be honest. This is gonna look so good. The rear hatch is spot on. And we're gonna have some nice mounting points for the rear spoiler, I think. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna cut this stream short because the clan brawls in World of Warships with my clan are still ongoing, and we have like what 1.5 hours of playtime remaining, and I'm gonna join them so we can kick some ass. Um, I need to, you know, to think about this because we must not fuck this up. This is, this is gonna be a really nice looking hatch. Now that, especially now that we have a shorter bootlet, it's gonna look ace with the, with the lights and everything. Um, Really, one of those perky little asses. It's gonna be a perky ass. Um, but yeah, this is gonna be hard to marry to this, and some changes will need to happen. But some of these things need to be now that we are faced with a new reality, need to be processed. But the good part is I see you tomorrow, because tomorrow is Friday, and of course tomorrow is our regular stream schedule. So I will try to think of something by tomorrow. So thanks for watching, and I see you tomorrow.